right, guys, welcome back. You are still tuned in to Funtastic Fridays. And as I told y'all, this is the very first show for the month of September. 9 months basically in the year. Guys, I will pick me that, 9 months, right? So make sure we're using our time wisely. That's what I started the show with at 5 p.m. Remember that we are here every Friday from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. So it is time for Talk the Ting with Kim. And today's topic is signs you are not over your ex.
Well, I've got the signs you're not going crazy.
Right?
But yeah.
And it might be crazy to still be in love with your ex. You don't know.
Is it crazy just thinking about you, baby?
Yeah, as long as you don't sing so, Mm-hmm. If your ex sing like that, hurry up and get over it.
When I like a style.
I don't like my style, But yeah, guys. So, it's signs you're not over your ex. And as usual, guys, I always appreciate your input, your feedback. If you're not agreeing or disagree, any gems in the one drop, feel free, because I learn as well, all right? So let's get right to it. Poetic says, because I've never been with a soul. No, have not an ex. Alright, man, if that fully applicable or not. Because I know some way like for have Alzheimer's type of thing, then something I got. Man, if for that I go on with you poetic, but we'll go through it same way. You never know. You might have an ex in the future, or you might have the letter X. I don't know, it might applicable same way.
Extra.
Alright, so breaking up and then moving on in your life requires a lot of strength and confidence. You will miss being in a relationship and miss being wanted and cared for.
Yeah.
The end of a relationship can stir up a variety of emotions, doubts, and fears. It can have us question our ability to find love again, or even our worthiness of love in the first place. That's why it can be so hard to let go. We fear that the relationship we had was our one shot at true love, so we overanalyze things. We put our ex on a pedestal, and sometimes we hold on to what ifs as an escape from the reality of what's in front of us. Some of the people are running poetic, say dementia, yeah man, she can relate to that. Too cute, say I like this topic. KOP Queen say my ex a son godfather. Hold on. Your son, godfather.
And what on there? And the current allow that?
KOP Queen, make sure you stay on the line.
Yeah, trust me.
Let's see if it's something applicable to you. I don't know.
In itself
and very pretty princess, big up yourself. Thank you for joining. And anybody else out there in radio land, we hope that we're keeping you company and that you guys are driving safely. All right. So we're back to the topic: signs you are not over your ex. So the truth is, the only way to get the relationship you want is to let go of the past. Put down the shoulda, coulda, woulda, and trust that you have everything you need to generate love in your life in a powerful way. Poetic say, I have questions. KOP Queen, I have questions.
I have questions. I have a whole show right there, so that may tell you.
So yes, you need to put on the shoulda, coulda, woulda, and trust that you have everything you need to generate love in your life in a powerful way. You can only do this, however, if you're willing to drop the stories you've created about how things should have happened and open yourself to the possibility of what could be next. The most important thing is to be honest with yourself first. Are you ready to move on? Or are you still holding on to something you no longer have? In order to have the relationship you desire, you must make room in your heart to receive it. When you're filled up with thoughts, wishes, and fantasies about your last relationship, there's little space for new love to enter. So, if you're not sure if you're still hung up on your ex or if you're ready to move on, then Funtastic Fridays has 10 signs that will definitely help you get clarity. Alright, so KOP said we ended on good terms. I'm his daughter's godmother.
That's so no, KOP. More questions that KOP. You have not assisted the situation in any way.
She said it end on good terms, so
that is double good terms right there. That is too good of terms.
Best friend terms.
Poetic just say, oh, that's sweet. I definitely get that. Don't mind me, I joke. Cool, I'm cool with most of mine. And KOP, I did laugh over there because KOP is your business. Don't make nobody jump up in your business. But I mean, it is an interesting decision
point
both,
of view.
and not even on one side, on both sides.
I
but
assure you, that is a very
what? If it
strong
work for
connection.
now and in the current or future don't have no problem with it, then do y'all, you know?
That's
Alright, so number one on the signs that you're not over your ex.
Yeah.
You still talk about them 24/7 or often.
Just say often, Kim, because everybody else dash with a flag. They say, no, me not talk about them 24/7.
Yeah, that's how much. You know, somebody have 24/7. I'm going to say, you know, you got 1 and 2 people just say, all right, that not apply to me, 24/7. Probably
23/7.
I'm going to say, probably 22/6.
Yeah.
And per weekend, me not talk about them 22 times, probably 15 times.
They must remember sometime them there with the current boost, so them can't talk about the ex. So, yeah.
So, that is it. So, let me put the often. You still talk about them often.
And what would be often, though, Kimmie, for a person who is ex?
There's no set amount, but it's just that, as you'll see here, if you find yourself chatting about your ex way more than you probably should, it may be a sign that they're still living rent-free in your mind. Whether you're reminiscing about the good times or complaining about moments of frustration, it might be hard to realize just how much you bring them up in conversation. This is one of the easiest ways to know that you're not over your ex. We are not saying erase them from your memory completely, because that's not possible. In fact, it is healthy to let out the frustration after a breakup. But if all your conversations revolve around your ex, or if somehow you find a way to bring their name up in a totally irrelevant conversation, then you are definitely not over your ex.
You know, say my ex, I see him way, so my ex usually.
That's exactly how the conversation go.
Yeah,
you know, so you talk about my, you know, so let's say him name John. You know, so John used to go on our
Kim.
You know, say boy.
Kim, I see him way, so my ex usually boil egg.
Exactly, the simplest thing.
Same water, she catch egg in her arm, bubble it up.
Or you know, say something like you know that thing I don't remember what my ex did do about 3 months ago.
Yeah.
You know, say. That's exactly how you talk about your ex too much. And we're not talking only about the memories. Sometimes you're just so bent up or you have pent up anger. And you keep repeating it every little chance you get. Yeah, man, someone stay, same so John did stay, you know. Or someone, you know, and every little thing you find for blame.
That's why
and
I left her,
ex.
look. So every time I saw she go out, that's why I left she. Go ahead, me don't want to tie her back.
Well, the thing is, you know, is it that bringing up your ex with your partner you're with now, or you can bring up your ex with like a best
No man, none tall.
So
We're not saying you can't mention them at all.
No regular
but not
about
a regular. Alright, so it's a KOP. We think we're going to call it in a studio one day. So we'll have a conversation to have.
Right now,
KOP say once or twice a week we chat. We must have Godson and Godmother and Godfather.
That
so them have grounds. Them have grounds to
visa.
communicate called Godfather and Godmother. But is it really a healthy relationship?
Make sure say the people they are meeting. Can be understand what go on.
And then Poetic Just Sam says stop letting them live in your mind rent free. Make them pay money. And that she didn't really. I'm joking. That's not what she meant. But she's saying. Nobody still don't talk about them, and we're not only talking about to new partners or new people you're gonna date or whatever. Overall, and I know persons, I've experienced it where every little you might be talking about, you know, say to them I go lunch and boy, somebody do something weird, you know, so my ex did weird.
That's why I say, boy, I mean I keep saying, I say, boy, she always added the zinger. I tell you.
And you know, we start by Zinger because so and so used to buy Zinger. And it remind me of the Zinger. Any little way they find to bring up the ex, it means that they're out. Bear in mind though, we're not saying that something wrong with you. We're saying just a sign that you're not over the person.
Yeah, you still have
so we're not saying you're fool or you're whatever. We're not saying anything like that. We're just saying you probably need to take a look into yourself and say, boy,
are you moving on or are you not moving on?
You know, self, am I really over that person or am I not?
But the question I want to ask though, the question is it that the female or the male tend to bring up the ex more? Which one?
We never got that far in our research, sir. The overall team.
That to me,
that is dependent on that's dependent.
Because
that not going to depend on a male or a female.
To me, still, a female more bring up the ex than a
not necessarily. Just because women talk more don't mean so we are going to bring up the ex more.
There's no correlation there because it's people are different.
And women are more outspoken about their feelings. So it sounds so.
And
that's the thing.
You're going to sound like that's the thing, but that not necessarily means.
And then it depends on the ex. Some ex not even mentioned. You get me?
Exactly, but them all up on them feelings.
It's not a yeah, we don't have that much.
So we're not going to have male versus female thing. What does I say? You need to stop.
If you want to move on,
if you want to move on, if you want to let go, one of the things is to basically just not let them live rent free in your head.
Yeah.
Like Poetic Just Sam say. And KOP answer defend ourselves a healthy relationship.
That's so true. How much health did she put down while ago?
Bare vitamins.
No, how much health did she put?
Bare vitamins
it's
and
too healthy.
Right?
It's too healthy.
Healthy relationship.
That's
and it live in the US of A. So
really
this man shall say, it's really healthy. Vitamins and fruits are enjoyed regularly in this relationship. Then go doctor visits and all these things to ensure that they're in good health. Okay?
Wi-Fi is powerful. All right.
So that was the number 1 sign. You still talk about them often. Number 2. You look for the slightest opportunities to reach out to them. Ting, ting, ting. So, something may have just happened to you. Your sibling could have gotten engaged, you may have gotten a promotion at your job, or you may have an update to share regarding your usual gossip sessions with your ex. Cause couples talk, them chat, say the boy line and so and so. Let me tell you what I do today. Yeah, them talk. So you might have an update for your ex cause so no use to talk. The smallest things make you think about them, or they're the first person with which you want to share your good news. When these things happen, you may find yourself picking up the phone to call them. When you feel like you have to contact your ex via call or text without any solid reason, then it is a cause of concern. So look, reason for talk.
Yeah.
It is a sign that you still want to reach out to your ex because you feel empty and incomplete without him or her. The relationship stops existing, but the memories, the sense of familiarity, only fade away with time. You have to learn to deal with the loneliness after a breakup and not contact them every time you miss them.
Yeah.
Right?
Say my phone drop and screen crack today.
You would think about it.
I just say you sell screen protector, Yeah.
You know, got nowhere else, but me know you sell screen protector. So I link up for the screen protector.
I tell you, like shop not open again.
You know, so I look for something. You remember, me know say you're not there a long time, but me they have the little, the shoes there. You know when I left in the house. But we not did that how much man. Yeah, but it did it by the time it did it, man.
You see one brown pot I used to have, like a brown angle pot. I've been there fry some chicken and I say a good one.
The brown I ain't no fried chicken the same way,
Me they left it over your place?
Right? So any little reason you can find to communicate with them is a sign. Poetic says sometimes it's not even the person, it's the memories. It's the what could have been. Men typically, and this is to answer your question, men typically bring up their ex in negative comparison, while women usually bring up the person she thinks he was.
And that again is very flexible.
It is.
All depends on the person. And some ex, as I say, some ex are good and have positive light. Some ex are bad and have negative light. And then some of them might be good.
Yeah.
But because the person is an ex to somebody, they're going to talk about them negatively.
It's a whole heap of dynamic. So we're not going to say there's no.
Yeah.
But me like how KOP and Poetic still a continue. KOP business. KOP look, I get eyes, and then Poetic said control. KOP.
I tell you.
And then KOP say him always contact me, but me not do that.
Well.
I just said can't never true. Listen, I can't have it all.
I tell you.
Alright, so as we said, number 2, you look for the slightest opportunity. Anything. Bear in mind the breakup now, so of course the conversation, you don't need to make them know say you reach work early.
How was your day?
And how was your day? I know we're not together, but I just want to know say you reach home alright, yeah, check in.
You know it's the pants where you buy me pop today. So funny. So funny.
Are you the watch on joke today? Remember the joke you did wrote? Remember the night when no guys, you need to stop it. Right? So if you're looking for the slightest opportunities to reach out to your ex, it's a sign you're not over them. Number 3, you have little or no interest in pursuing new love interests. So, depending on the relationship you had with your ex and how your breakup went, it may not be out of place to dread jumping into the relationship pool immediately. However, if after a good amount of time, you're still find it difficult, or you're still finding it difficult to move on and find happiness with someone else, especially when there's someone in the picture who likes you and you also like, it could be a sign you're not over your ex. You're probably missing out on your dream partner by dodging these dates, and all for a person you are no longer with. So shake it off and give love another chance. You never know, this time around you might meet the one. So if it is that you meet new people and you might have find a one to way, so you know that person, can I give them a little prevent, you know, that person you go on good, but you're not giving yourself the chance to step out of that shell because boy, you still a hope say John Doe,
watch them now.
come back.
Yeah, I am so done with love. I do not want another soul. And here, pluck up on the phone. Oh, okay. Another them.
And I
Isn't it? All right.
and same so.
Same with yourself.
That's exactly so. So if the new interest a message you never want to pay that mind, but if your ex message you even by mistake,
I tell you.
you're happy because you say, well, you message me. Oh, right. No, you say this message has been deleted. But say it in your feelings. Because you think your ex they're going to message you.
I tell
Right? So, guys, you cannot be, if it is that you're turning down new love interest, you're not interested in dating, yeah, you can be hurt, you know, but it's also a part of you not being over your ex.
Yeah.
You're so hurt that you can't even open up to somebody else. There's other things that you're not coping with, dealing with, and this is all under the topic that we've been discussing for about 3 weeks now: relationship trauma.
Yeah. Trauma
And this is a part of it,
relationship.
trauma and relationships, right? So if you're not even interested in meeting nobody new, or when you're pre the person 20, you say, you know, I kind of like that person, you know, but you don't even give them a fair chance, you're not over your ex.
But I mean, it's all a process, you know. It's all a
No,
process.
we're not saying to rush anybody,
yeah,
because this
really.
conversation is not to say hurry up.
Yeah.
It's just saying you need to be able to identify. Because you know what I've realized? A lot of us are in relationships and we're still caught up with our ex.
True.
A lot of us, we settle for new people because we can't get that person. And that's why you have so many marriages where, let's say the woman married and the man married, but then side chick is the ex, side man is the ex, because they can't let go of that bond. If it is that they might move on with life and tomorrow or 10 years down the line, the ex come and say, you know, sir, I wish me did try with you. I could try not them. Get up, ready, divorce, because that was the person they always wanted to be with. So you have so many persons in relationships and they don't want that person, but they just can't get who they want. So that's why I'm trying to say we also have to be careful with this, because a lot of people going to end up hurting people, and hurt people will continue to hurt people. Because me married to you for 10 years now, and then your ex just out of divorce really come to you and you know I did always love you, I did always want you back, and you get fan cut left me, you're gonna hurt me. Come on, know I was never really your choice.
Yeah.
It's just because she was unavailable. You can understand the meds would have mash up on either side, man or woman.
Yeah,
the
man,
meds would have mash
that's
up.
part of the whole toxic
Right?
breakdown of
Exactly. And as Poetic said, the one who got away. So it's like if them out to the island and then come back and them say, you know, some more you're ready, you left your picnic everybody because you want the person.
jump fence gone.
Right? And that's not right.
That's
so
not-
we want you to
that's not-
acknowledge. So we not say hurry it up, we not say, oh, get over your exes. We're just saying be honest with yourself to know when you're not over them, and then work through it. If you're trying to get them back, then work on that.
But-
if you're not trying that, work on letting it go.
But I think this also a part of the trauma, you know. It's like when a breakup happens, right? The female, I see, always do this. Block the guy, Facebook, every single social media.
Also a trauma
And black.
response.
Yeah, man, we
Also a
cover,
trauma.
we cover those
I think that's also a
responses in
trauma.
a sense.
Yeah.
But I think that's also something that saying that the guy is a good guy or something that
Not necessarily.
the least little thing can trigger off back a relationship with that guy. So that girl eventually like block.
I'm not gonna say
Delete
that.
every
Blocking
single
them
thing.
don't
I'm not
necessarily
sure, I'm
mean
just
was a
asking
good. Okay, well, from my perspective, some people do it because they know they have a weakness, right? Whether the person was good to you or bad to you, a lot of us live in memories. When I look upon you today, you know, we look at, you know, say once upon a time when Chevy did take me out, Chevy did really, boy, when we just meet, Chevy did got all out, and maybe for the past 2-3 years, Chevy, I know the same Chevy where you meet from the get go, you know, but you're hanging on to that, and then there's always hope. That's why enough people break up and make up, because as much as things horribly, you know, when they're apart, you start remember the good things. Everything just start, you know, say it never that bad. I mean, I'm lying now, but him did tell the truth on
50
him did
lie.
tell the
I
truth on Thursday
one,
and him used to honest on Thursday and on Monday. But every other day him did lie. Well, could I work with I start finding reasons to get back with them, even though it's a very toxic relationship. So these are signs that we're not over with ex.
Yeah.
Right? So let's say this conversation is not to tell people get over your exes. If you ever have ex,
It's
get
just
over
to
everybody.
bring the idea to your mind to say, okay, you need to think about it and figure out are you ready to move on?
Especially if you're dating right now. Are you dating for the right reasons?
Yeah.
Are you just trying to ignore or block out somebody or make somebody jealous? Which is a reality for enough people.
As I said, the best way to get over somebody
is under somebody else, and a lot of people practice that, and we covered that in one of our talks already.
That's not the best way.
That's not the best way.
So that's how we're having this conversation, right?
All right.
So the next one, number 4, you find it hard to focus on someone new. So bear in mind, before you never have no interest in a dating, but let's say you eventually give somebody a chance. You find it hard to focus on someone new, or you keep comparing your new love interest to your ex. That's a next sign that you're not over your ex. So you may be on a date, but your mind is somewhere else. Chances are it's with your ex. It can be difficult to get close to someone new if you're still thinking about your previous relationship. If your heart is still with your ex, you will probably compare them to everyone else you meet. For example, you might compare whether your ex dresses better, smells better, cooks better, etc. Right?
Stacey always order pasta and she
really come order chicken for me or fish. Who tells me I want fried fish?
Sure.
You see, if Stacey there, Stacey I know someone that eat fried fish, you know, or I forbid a certain type of fish. Oh, them something there, right? So you're always comparing. So essentially, you subconsciously find yourself using them as a yardstick for all your new relationships. Remember, guys, this is totally unfair to your new love interest. When entering the dating world again, firstly, make sure you are ready and willing to go on a date to have a good experience, not to compare, not to see if him better than, nothing like that. It's just to enjoy the date and the person. By the way, if your ex was so perfect, you wouldn't have broken up with them, right?
That's true.
All right. So let go of these comparisons and have fun as you get to know a new person. So if you know decide say we're not gonna date, genuinely try to date, not just to compare. Wonder if him drive a nicer car. Wonder if him we could see the first date spot I got nicer than the first date spot between me and my ex. Let me see if you're looking at all those things and you're comparing every single thing, it not gonna work out. And already I set up on yourself for failure. So I better not just know what I waste your time and the person time. Just let them move on with life and make them fine for them person. But if you're gonna sit and compare to your ex over everything, you fried chicken, you used to fry it like my ex used to fry it for 6 minutes and yours about 10. The chicken too dry and I like that. No. Right? Stop the comparisons. Comparison is the thief of joy.
Yeah.
All right. Number 5. Seeing them after the breakup is rough. This is a sign you're not over your ex, right?
What you call rough now?
So you think you're over them. So you think you're probably not sitting for a little bit. So you say, I'm a good man. You don't cry away for cry. You move on, now you're party, now you're goodbye because you're ready again. Then you stumble into them during a hangout that you probably both were invited to. Then your knees go weak and your heart start begin to beat 3 times faster. Then you fight. Right? All of a sudden you start sweat. You start being awkward. You can't even make eye contact. You start fidget. You're trying to ensure to talk to somebody because you don't want you don't want to look weird because you feel like if you're over there alone, you're going to be weird. All them overthinking here.
But Sim, somebody like me we're always weird. Oh, me, I will tell if me over my ex or not. I mean, me have a bad brother.
I think you need to go to your counting session that you promised the people, right? So if you find yourself being awkward, avoiding eye contact, fidgeting, etc., when you bump into him or her, then it means that you are not truly over your ex. You've shared so many memories, and that's, of course, hard to let go of. Those few seconds remind you of all the things you used to do with them and have with them, of the time you spent together, the memories you made, the vacations or events you attended, and the plans you had for the future. Oh, and you may even find yourself thinking that them look better too, you know, since in a broke up, right? So, when you randomly run into your ex, you may feel a wide array of emotions that you can't really explain, and that's completely normal. However, if you feel completely overwhelmed and can't seem to comfort yourself in the situation, you probably need more time to heal. So I think that that last part answers your question, Lionel. So if it is that you feel the look of awkwardness and whatever, them things they're normal.
Right.
But if it's too much, there's a too much level where you probably can't even get your words out. You can't keep your sentence straight. Because it's like me, I talk to Lionel, but on the side of my eye, me, I watch say you talk to so and so, and you talk to Stacy too long. So Lionel, tell me about something, don't you, Kim? I'm going to say, what? What you just say? Them something that you're so overwhelmed by this person's presence. You know, it's a sign you're not really over them.
So, quick question though. How long does one take to get over?
There's no set question. There's no set answer for that, because for some it can be weeks, for some it can be days, for some it can be years. And you know what I learned as well today is that some persons may take longer to get over than others, because we all have different impacts on people. Just like how you might have somebody and say, yo, I'm a best friend in the world, but they might have other friends what not really see them as that best friend, right? So we have different impacts on different people. So your ex before that may have had a stronger bond with you, and as such that bond that got take longer for let go. But then your last ex probably, and it don't matter with time, it don't matter, it was 6 years compared to 1 year. You can get a stronger bond with somebody in a year than with somebody for 6 years. So time now nothing on it.
Yeah.
But for some persons, it does take longer to let them go, because the bond that you guys had, whether or not it just so into, you know, some people just click with and y'all say, hold on, it's like we create from the same cloth. Them bond the 10 for harder and longer. Probably for some people, you never get over it. You just want them, as them said, the one that got away. You have to move on now, but you just know, say, boy, you probably not gonna ever get that back. You know? So there's no set answer as to how long, because to each their own, to everybody different. And some people, we know we have broke up from before we even broke up, you know? So that also change the maths. Because no people broke up in their mind before them tell you, say, we're done, you know? So all them something they have to factor in. So I saw some comments on the live. I saw KOP say, why all of a sudden people are calling my phone and they never used to make me miss out. They never call the phone and make you miss the conversation. KOP.
She went offline.
Yeah, then say people say call all of a sudden and I make you miss out. Listen, tell them dial tone, right? Poetic Just Sam say, you ready for leave? You laugh the loudest you ever laugh because them have to know you're happy without them.
Yeah. Say something funny to me.
I would not go. True. I would nobody not talk to you. To them. No, and you know it bad? When nobody not talk to you, say draw for the phone. You can't get nobody for trying.
Kimmie's falling off and cheer people. You can't see on the radio land, but yeah, that's right.
No, but it's a reality, right? So we need to understand that. And I see that we've gone past the break.
Yeah, so we're gonna
But we need to understand that seeing them after the breakup, if it's a rough experience for you, you're overwhelmed, then just sign you're not over your ex.
All right, so we're gonna go to the other 5 when we come around the break. So we're looking at signs you might not be fully over your ex.
Make we know if we not agree so far.